Hey guys, this is going to be my predictions for the upcoming UEFA Nations League. Just going to be getting into it, starting with League D all the way up to League A. Just going to be doing my predictions on who's going to win the league, as well as who's going to win each group, and then who's going to be promoted and relegated, as well as the prediction for the games on the opening match day in September. So match day 1 and match day 2. But yeah, let's get into it. So League D, we're going to start with. So you got Group 1, you got Georgia, Latvia, Andorra, and Kazakhstan. I think Georgia's going to take this group. Latvia is going to take second, Kazakhstan third, and Andorra fourth. This will be the first time Andorra and Georgia have ever faced against each other. Like I said, this is going to be cool. There's going to be a lot of teams that it's going to be their first time ever meeting each other just because they're a little bit lower ranked. They don't get to play against each other in the qualifiers for World Cup or Euros a lot. So match day 1, I got Kazakhstan taking on Georgia. Kazakhstan at home. I'm going to say it's going to be a 1-1 draw. And then Latvia at home to Andorra. I'm going to say Latvia is going to take that 2-0. Match day 2, we got Georgia versus at home to Latvia. I'm going to say Georgia's going to take that 2-1. And then I got Andorra at home to Kazakhstan. I'm going to say it's a 0-0 draw. Group 2, you got Luxembourg, San Marino, Moldova, and Belarus. I'm going to say Belarus is going to be the clear-cut winner to win this group. So I'm going to say Belarus is going to be first, followed by Moldova. Luxembourg is going to be third, and then San Marino fourth. This will be the first time San Marino has ever played Luxembourg or Belarus, so that'll be good for them. Match day 1, you got Belarus at home to San Marino. I'm going to say Belarus is going to take that game 4-0. They may get more, but I'm going to say 4-0. And then you got Luxembourg at home to Moldova, so I'm going to say it's going to be a 1-1 draw. And yeah. Group 3, you got Azerbaijan, the Faroe Islands, Kosovo, and Malta. This will be the first time Kosovo's ever played Azerbaijan or Malta. And then again, you got Faroe Islands, who were famous for their big win against Greece. I can't remember if it was in the World Cup qualifiers or European Championships, but there was pretty big news when they beat them. That was like I think they were ranked like 199th in the world or something along those lines. And Greece was ranked like 33rd or whatever it was. I could be wrong, but like I said, it was a massive upset for a team like that, and they beat them both in the home and away fixture. I don't know if they're going to be able to repeat this. They're going to still do pretty good, but I don't think they're going to repeat it like that. So I'm going to say Azerbaijan is going to take the group. Faroe Islands second, Kosovo third, and Malta fourth. Match day 1, Azerbaijan at home to Kosovo. I'm going to say Azerbaijan is going to win that 1-0. Then you're going to have Faroe Islands at home to Malta. I'm going to say the Faroe Islands are going to win that game 2-0. Match day 2, Malta at home to Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan, I'm going to say, is going to take it again 1-0 on the road. And then you got Kosovo at home to Faroe Islands. I'm going to say Kosovo is going to take that game 1-0. Group 4, you got the former Yugoslavian Republic of Macedonia, Armenia, Liechtenstein, and Gibraltar. Again, I'm going to say Armenia is going to take this group with Macedonia second, Liechtenstein third, and Gibraltar fourth. Gibraltar's kind of like San Marino. They don't really have a lot of players playing in pro clubs, if at all any. Most of the guys have different jobs and they just play part-time soccer, so it's going to be pretty difficult for them when it comes up against pro players. Liechtenstein, I think they're pretty much all playing their domestic league in Liechtenstein, but I think they have one player, Nicholas Hassler, who won the MLS Cup with Toronto FC last year, but I think now he's playing with the Chicago Fire, so they may have won, but I don't see them getting past Armenia or Macedonia. Match day 1, you got Armenia at home to Liechtenstein. I'm going to say Armenia is going to take that game 1-0. Then you got Gibraltar at home to Macedonia. I'm going to say Macedonia is going to win that game on the road 2-0. Then match day 2, you got Macedonia at home to Armenia. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. And then you got Liechtenstein at home to Gibraltar. I'm going to say Liechtenstein is going to win that game 2-1. So I really don't know how they're going to do the semifinals in this. Like I said, I've heard both kind of two different ways they're going to do a random draw. Was the most logical way I heard them doing it, but then also they're going to be doing either group 1 versus 2 and then 3 versus 4 and then just kind of go that route. But I really don't know how they're going to do it, but I just did it that way just so that for fun. I also did a 3rd place game just so you never know if they have them, but I just figured I'd do it just for more fun. So the 4 teams that are going to get promoted in the semifinals, you got Georgia taking on Belarus. I think Belarus is going to win that game 1-0. Then you got the other 2, Azerbaijan and Armenia. I think Armenia is going to win that game 1-0. So for the 3rd place game, you're going to have Georgia taking on Azerbaijan. I think Georgia is going to take that 2-0. And then your League D champion, You're going to have Belarus taking on Armenia. I'm going to say Belarus is going to win that 2-0. And not only are they going to win League D and get promoted with the other 4 teams in the semifinals, but they're going to qualify as the League D champion to the European Championship. So that'll be another thing that UEFA brought in to give every league a chance to have one spot in the European Championships. So that'll be good for them. So now we're going to move on to League C. So the first group is the only group that has 3 teams in it. You got Scotland, Albania, and Israel. It's going to be a pretty straightforward group. I think Scotland's going to win the group with Albania finishing second and Israel third. Match day 1, you got Albania at home to Israel. I think Albania is going to take that 1-0. And then you got the first ever meeting between Scotland and Albania. Scotland at home to Albania. I think Scotland's going to take it 2-1. Group 2, you got Hungary, Finland, Estonia, and Greece. I think it's going to be a battle between Greece and Hungary for that top spot. I'm going to say Greece is going to take it as first, Hungary second, Finland third, and Estonia is going to be relegated down to League D. Match day 1, I got Finland at home to Hungary, so I'm going to say Hungary's going to win that 2-0, and then you've got Estonia at home to Greece, and once again I'm going to say Greece is going to take it on the road 2-0 as well. Match day 2, Finland at home to Estonia. I think Finland's going to win that 2-0, and then you've got Hungary at home to Greece. I'm going to say it's a 1-1 draw between the 2 nations. Group 3, you're going to have Slovenia, Cyprus, Norway, and Bulgaria. One thing that Cyprus especially is going to do, they've been able to beat 2 of the teams, but never in the 9 meetings against Norway have they ever beat them. They've lost all 9 games, so they're going to look to try and break that goose egg. I don't know if they will, but they're going to be going for it. So yeah, I'm going to say it's going to be Bulgaria first, Norway second, Slovenia third, and Cyprus is going to be relegated down to League D. Match day 1, I'm going to say Slovenia is home versus Bulgaria. I'm going to say Bulgaria is going to take it 1-0. Norway at home against Cyprus. I'm going to say Norway is going to take that game 2-0. Then match day 2, you're going to have Bulgaria home to Norway. I'm going to say Bulgaria is going to win that game 2-1. And then you got Cyprus at home to Slovenia. I'm going to say Slovenia is going to take that game on the road 2-0. Yeah, so then going to Group 4, I think you're going to have the strongest team in League C, Serbia, who's in a group with Montenegro, Lithuania, and Romania. Serbia finished 3rd place in their group with Switzerland, Brazil, and Costa Rica. They ended up beating Costa Rica, I believe. They didn't get any results against Switzerland or Brazil, but I think they're going to be the strongest team in League C. So I got Serbia winning the group with Romania finishing 2nd, Montenegro 3rd, and Lithuania 4th. Match day 1, Lithuania at home to Serbia. I think Serbia is going to win it 2-0. Then you got Romania at home to Montenegro. I'm going to say Romania is going to win that 1-0. Match day 2, Serbia at home to Romania. I'm going to say Serbia is going to win that 1-0. And then Montenegro at home to Lithuania, and Montenegro is going to take that 2-0. So based on that, the semifinals are going to be, and your 4 promoted teams are going to be Scotland and Greece in the first semifinal, if you're doing it the way that I kind of maybe might happen. I'm going to say Scotland's going to take that 1-0. And then the other 2 promoted teams, you got Bulgaria taking on Serbia. I'm going to say Serbia is going to win that 2-1. So your 3rd place game is going to be Bulgaria taking on Greece. I'm going to say Bulgaria is going to win that 2-1. And then in the final, you're going to have Serbia taking on Scotland. I'm going to say Serbia is going to win it 2-0 as well. They're going to win League C and get also that European spot. The 4 relegated teams are going to be Israel, Estonia, Cyprus, and Lithuania down to League D. So that's going to go. So then we're going to go on to League B, Group 1, which is going to be Ukraine, Czech Republic, and Slovakia. Like I said, it's going to be you're going to have your first derby game. I think the only derby game, if you're going to say nations, are going to have a derby game between Slovakia and the Czech Republic. They used to be one country and then they split. Yeah, that'll be fun for both nations. I think both fans are going to be looking forward to it. A lot of good teams. You got Ukraine that's got Yarmolenko, who plays with West Ham, and Konoplyanka, who plays with Schalke in the Bundesliga. Plus they got Zinchenko, who's an up and coming player with Man City. And Slovakia's got he's just really good. So, but yeah, I think Ukraine's going to take the group. I think Ukraine's going to finish first, Slovakia second, and Czech Republic's going to be relegated down to League C. Match day 1, Czech Republic taking on Ukraine. Czech Republic at home. I think Ukraine's going to win it 1-0. Czech Republic's just had they haven't really had some good results, and they're kind of down. So this is kind of why I'm going this way. And then match day 2, you got Ukraine at home to Slovakia. I'm going to say Ukraine's going to win that game 2-1. Group 2, you got Sweden, Turkey, and Russia. Both Sweden and Russia made the round of 16 at the World Cup. Both really did what a lot of people were saying they overperformed. I think Turkey's going to be the team that gets relegated. It's going to be a battle between Russia and Sweden to see who's going to win it. I'm going to say Sweden's going to win it. I just think they're a little bit more attacking, so I think they can do that. So yeah, I got Sweden first, Russia second, and Turkey's gonna be relegated down to League C. Match day 1, you got Turkey taking on Russia, Turkey at home. I think it's gonna be a 1-1 draw. And then match day 2, we have Sweden at home to Turkey. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 2-1 Sweden. And then Group 3, Bosnia, Northern Ireland, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Northern Ireland, and Austria. I think Austria is going to be the clear-cut team to win this group. I think it's going to be between Northern Ireland and Bosnia, obviously, to see who's going to be relegated. I think so Austria is going to finish first. I think Bosnia is going to get second, and I think Northern Ireland is going to be relegated down. Like I said, it's gonna be close, but I think that's what's gonna happen. Match day 1, you got Northern Ireland at home to Bosnia. I think Northern Ireland is gonna take that game 2-1. And then match day 2, I got Bosnia and Herzegovina at home against Austria, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 1-1 draw. Group 4, you got Republic of Ireland, Denmark, and Wales. This is kind of an interesting group in here. Denmark knocked out the Republic of Ireland in the World Cup European playoff, especially after that big loss. I believe it was 5-1 in Ireland, where Denmark just came in and just gave it to Ireland. So Ireland's going to want to bounce back against Denmark against that, and then Wales is going to want redemption on Ireland after on the last match day of the group stage in the European qualifiers, Ireland knocked out Wales in Wales to get into the playoffs. So Wales is going to want some redemption for that. So that'll be kind of cool. I think Denmark's going to take the group, but I think Republic of Ireland are going to get second and Wales are going to get relegated. I know a lot of people are going to say with Gareth Bale that's going to be kind of shocked, but he can definitely make a difference in a game, but I think just Ireland, they're just really good at home, and I think Ireland's going to do it, as it's shown in the qualifiers. So match day 1, you've got Wales at home against Ireland. I think it's gonna be a 2-2 game. I know, like I said, Ireland won last time, but I think it's gonna be 2-2. And then match day 2, you got Denmark at home to Wales. I think Denmark's gonna win that game 2-0. Yeah, and then so based on that, you're going to have the semifinals, which are going to be your 4 promoted teams. Are going to be Ukraine and Sweden. I think Ukraine's going to take that game 3-2. I know a lot of people might say that's shocking, but Ukraine's got some good players, especially at the international level. Like I said, Yarmolenko. Right now he's not doing so well with West Ham, but he is just lights out when it comes to the international playing with Ukraine. So I think Ukraine's going to take that 3-2. And then the other one, you got Denmark against Austria. I think Denmark is going to take it 2-1, which sets up a third place game between Sweden and Austria. I think Sweden's going to win that 2-1. And then the final, you got Ukraine taking on Denmark. I'm going to give it to Ukraine. I think Ukraine's going to take it 2-1. And they're also going to take that European spot. And like I said, all 4 teams are going to get promoted. The teams that are going to be relegated, I believe, are Czech Republic, Turkey, Northern Ireland, and Wales. So like I said, let me know what you guys think, if you guys agree or not. Now we're going to get to League A and Group 1, which by far, in my opinion, is the toughest group of the CONCACAF Nations League. You got France, Germany, and the Netherlands. You got the World Cup champions and the previous World Cup champions with the Netherlands. Big thing is, like I said, France won the World Cup. Germany very disappointed after finishing 4th place after being in a group with Korea, Republic, Mexico, and Sweden. They came down to the last match day where they lost 2-0 to the Korea Republic, and that knocked them out. So they're going to want redemption. I think France is going to want to really show up here after winning the World Cup to prove that they are the World Cup champion or the champions of the world for a reason. So they're going to want a good showing here. I think France is going to win the group, but I think they're going to come even on points. I think it's just going to come down to goal differential between them and Germany. And then I think the Netherlands are going to be the team relegated down to League B. Match day 1, you got Germany at home to France. I'm going to say Germany's going to win that game 3-2. And then match day 2, France at home to the Netherlands. I'm going to say it's a 3-1 game for France. Group 2, you got Belgium, Switzerland, and Iceland. I think it's clear cut to say Belgium's going to win this group. They finished 3rd in the World Cup, and they were just a strong team. I know they kind of should. I don't know. In my opinion, they should have beat France, but France just took their care of their chances. They made them count. So yeah, but I think Belgium's gonna win. I think Switzerland's gonna finish second. Iceland's gonna finish third. Switzerland made the round 16 of the World Cup, I believe, and what do you call it? Iceland, after having a good showing in the Euros, finished, I believe, fourth place in their group. Especially, a lot of people thought a lot higher after their Euro Cup run and then winning the qualification group to make the World Cup, but they just didn't show up. It seemed like, I just don't know if they just kind of got gassed out, but. So I think Iceland's going to be a team that's relegated. Match day 1, Switzerland at home to Iceland. I think Switzerland's going to take that game 2-0. And then match day 2, you got Iceland at home to Belgium. I'm going to say Belgium's going to take that game 3-1. I know that might be a little shocking, might be a high score. A lot of people saying since Iceland's so strong at home, but Belgium with Lukaku and De Bruyne and Hazard and the Courtois in net, they're just going to be they're going to be really good. So. Group 3, you got Portugal, Italy, and Poland. Portugal lost out in the round of 16. Italy very disappointed after getting knocked out in the European playoffs against Sweden. I can't remember the last time Italy wasn't in a World Cup. And then you got Poland, who finished 4th place, I believe, in their group as well, with Colombia, Senegal, and Japan. Very disappointing for them. I think that they were one of the favorites to win their group. But I think Portugal's going to win the group. Italy's going to finish second. Poland's going to be relegated down to League B. Match day 1, you got Italy at home to Poland. I think Italy's going to win that game 2-0. And then match day 2, you got Portugal at home to Italy. I think Portugal's going to take that game 2-1. Group 4, you got Spain, Croatia, and England. Spain made the round of 16 in the World Cup, lost out to Russia in a shootout. Croatia finished 2nd place, losing to France in the final, and then England finished 4th place after losing to Belgium in the 3rd place game, but after losing to Croatia in the semifinal. So they're going to want to get the redemption. I don't know if they will. I think Spain's going to win the group. I think Croatia's going to finish 2nd, and England's going to finish 3rd and be relegated down to League B. It's tough. Croatia, like Mandzukic, their striker, is now gone. He retired. Lovren is out with injury, I believe, for Liverpool. But they're they got the best midfield, I'd say, out of any nation in the world, with Modric and Rakitic. They're just solid. I think that's how it's going to go. I think Spain's first, Croatia second, England third, and relegated. Match day 1, you got England at home to Spain. I think Spain's going to take that 2-1. And then match day 2, you got Spain at home to Croatia. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw. So based on that, the final 4 teams are going to be France and taking on Belgium. Like I said, if it goes this way, I think Belgium, actually it's a repeat of the semifinal of the World Cup. I think though Belgium's going to take it in this go around. They, in my opinion, were the better team between the two. But like I said, France took care of their chances. Belgium didn't. But I think Belgium's going to redeem themselves and they're going to win that game. And then you got Italy taking on Spain in the other one. I think Spain's going to win that 2-1. So in the 3rd place match, you got France taking on Italy. I think France is going to win that game 3-1. And then the final, and for your UEFA Nations League champion, also for an automatic spot in the European Championships, you got Belgium taking on Spain. I'm going to give it to Belgium. I'm going to say Belgium's going to win it all. Belgium's going to take it 2-1 and become your champion. Like I said, let me know what you guys think. Relegated teams for that is going to be Netherlands, Iceland, Poland, and England are going to be relegated. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm going to be putting the scores that I have down in my predictions in the description. If you guys like what I'm saying, subscribe, like, and I'll be putting out more content when the first set of games are done. We'll see how I did. All right.